Bo-Katan Kryze has been trying to get the Darksaber back from Moff Gideon since the Imperial Purge of Mandalore. She tells Cara Dune that she doesn't care what happens to Moff Gideon after he is defeated by Bo-Katan and bows to her. Strong words for a strong character who can probably back it up. But do we really want Bo-Katan wielding the Darksaber as the new Mandalore? Today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you are new to the channel or haven't done so yet, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to see content as I release it. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up and share the video as well. Let's see how high this channel can soar. Okay, let's jump right in. There are a lot of Bo-Katan fans out there. I am actually one of them. I will explain why later. But when it comes down to Boba Fett or Bo-Katan or even Din Djarin, she's somewhere at the bottom of my top 20. We first see her in the Clone Wars as a high-ranking lieutenant in the Death Watch organization, under Pre Vizsla and Prime Minister Almec. Death Watch was an organization that reorganized on the Mandalorian moon of Concordia, after cast out by the current government. Their mission was to overthrow the pacifist government ruled by Duchess Satine Kryze, Bo-Katan's sister. Death Watch was bent on making Mandalore great again by returning to the warrior traditions of the past. War and conquest were high on their to-do list once they obtained power. Death Watch was also responsible for the most recent Mandalorian Civil War, in which Jango Fett fought in, on the side of the true Mandalorians and against Death Watch. Death Watch wiped out the true Mandalorians by manipulating Jedi into helping. Jango Fett and his sister Arla Fett were among the only survivors. However, Arla was taken by Death Watch, physically abused, to the point I don't want to mention in detail, and forced to join Death Watch ranks as an assassin. Death Watch, if Star Wars has villains other than the Sith, it is them. And this is the organization Bo-Katan Kryze belonged to. The same Bo-Katan Kryze that wants the Darksaber returned to her. We see her as a hero in Rebels, and the Clone Wars Season 7, and in The Mandalorian. At least she is portrayed that way, but she isn't the hero. In fact, she is still a villain, or anti-hero. Yes, she helped Din Djarin rescue the child Grogu, and she did ask for help from former Jedi Ahsoka Tano to rid her planet of Darth Maul. But getting Jedi to help, wasn't that always the way of Death Watch? And did she really help rescue the child Grogu out of the kindness of her heart? She wasn't even interested in the mission until she found out Moff Gideon was the abductor. She didn't care about Grogu, nor any kind of Mandalorian creed. If she had, she would have sidelined her own mission and took Din Djarin to Ahsoka the first time we saw her. She also didn't care about Ahsoka Tano. She only wanted her to join because she wanted her persuasion over Anakin Skywalker to get backup from Republic troops, and she needed a Force sensitive to be on the level grounds with Maul. I can see where everyone gets caught up in the action of the shows Bo-Katan has been in, but look at it from a historical perspective. The one who carries the Darksaber is the ruler of Mandalore. Instead of accepting that, she split from Death Watch to create a new terrorist group, the Night Owls. The Night Owls even revised the Death Watch teachings to be even more disobedient to whoever was in power. Okay, so you probably knew this was coming. I can't talk about Mandalorians without mentioning him. Let's compare her to Boba Fett. At first she denounced Boba because he is a clone. Within her rights, of course. Well, I guess. Bo-Katan is not selfless. She has not attached herself to anything she didn't see gaining power or control from. She is motivated by greed and control of the Mandalorian way. She even tried to kill her own sister to take the power. When Maul defeated Pre Vizsla, she split from the organization instead of following tradition. She held Pre Vizsla's ideals and carried them on to her new faction, the Night Owls. She doesn't care about family nor tradition. Boba Fett, on the other hand, cared so much about his father he kept his armor, and he's cherished it ever since. Bo-Katan has also shown she is a weak leader. She was handed the Darksaber, then lost it to an Imperial. She denounced Pre Vizsla's wishes that the strongest shall rule. just before he was defeated by Maul, and again needed help of a Jedi and his crew, Ezra Bridger. When the remnants of the Death Watch sided with the Empire, Ursa Wren was a better leader than Bo-Katan. Oh yeah, don't forget, House Wren was part of the Clan Vizsla, which was Death Watch. Just a little side note for you Sabine lovers out there. Now let's compare that to Boba Fett. I've already mentioned about his armor and how his father owned it and he carried it and held it dear to him. He cared about his father and his ideals. He carries his teachings with him to this day. I am just a man making his way through the galaxy. He wears the Journeyman Protector's badge on his chest. How would he get it? His father didn't have the badge on the armor. Perhaps he earned it. Anyways, Boba sidelined his own mission of taking Jabba's palace in order to help Din Djarin rescue the child Grogu, as he promised, as is Mandalorian creed. He completed his end of the bargain without asking for anything in return other than his father's armor. But he's a clone. That's right, he is. Does that make him less of a son to Jango Fett? If your answer is yes, please go tell an adopted child to stop calling their adopted parents mom and dad. That they don't deserve to use that title. I'm sure it'll go well for you. Now let's look at Mando himself, Din Djarin. Din Djarin cared so much about his clan, his little baby Grogu, that he would have died for him. He went on a mission to get this child to someone safe who could train him. He took his creed with him and he kept it the whole way until the very end when he removed his helmet, but that was because of the love of the child who wanted to see his face. The fact of the matter is, Bo-Katan has not displayed any reason for me to want her to rule Mandalore, or what's left of its people. I know a lot of fans want a showdown between her and Mando, but I hope he kicks her butt into the next galaxy. I'd actually like to see the Mandalorians unified under Boba Fett or Din Djarin. Din Djarin would make a great candidate, but Boba Fett getting it would stick with the Legends stories so much better. If you haven't read them, do it. Well, remember at the beginning when I said I like Bo-Katan? I really do. I've always been drawn to the villains and anti-heroes. For a lot of fans, it has been Luke Skywalker. He was too whiny for me. I like gritty and mean characters. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Bo-Katan should wield the Darksaber again? Do you think because she wants it is a good enough reason? Or do you think it would be in better hands with Boba Fett or Din Djarin? Well, I think that about covers it. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and hit the thumbs up to show some love. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.